Have you ever been out on a day so dry and hot it felt like the air was thirsty? Well, I have in 2023 while volunteering with Healing Hands International in Kenya to teach local farmers irrigation and modern farming techniques. I experienced one of the hottest and driest days of my life. The fields were parched and the crops were withering. And, standing in those fields with sweat stinging my eyes, I couldn't help but wonder, how do plants handle this? And more importantly, how will this kind of scenario, as it becomes more pronounced in the future, impact crops that we care about, crops that feed billions of people? Crops like soybean. You see, soybeans are not just beans, they are a global food powerhouse. They provide up to 25% of vegetable oil and 70% of the protein in livestock feed. But as the earth gets warmer or heats up, some places will become bake dry like Kenya, while other places will become steamy like Illinois. And that's where my research comes in. Using infrared heaters and humidity controls, I try to simulate these climate scenarios. What happens when to our food system when the earth becomes 2.5 degrees hotter? What happens, than pre-industrial time, right? It's already 1.1 degrees Celsius hotter than it was. What happens to food security and agriculture in local rural communities? And here's what we found so far. Dry heat rather, is terrible for plant. It sucks moisture out of leaves, and that significantly reduces the leaf water potential. And this has negative impacts on the plant's ability to take up essential nutrient from the soil. In fact, we have observed declines of up to 20% in essential minerals like iron and zinc. Humid heat, on the other hand, is not as terrible as or brutal as dry heat, but when it gets really hot, it affects the plant's ability to make food from sunlight, and ultimately this affects the food and the quality and quantity of food we're able to get out of soybeans. It is not all bad news though, because what we're doing is paving way or unlocking ways to breed for tougher soybeans and to develop smarter farming strategies. Think about soybeans that can thrive in Kenya's heat and in Kenya's dry heat and Illinois' humid summer. Not just thrive, not just survive, but actually thrive and fight back the climate. Standing in those fields in Kenya, I saw what's at stake for farmers faced with a future they can't predict. My work is not just about plants, it's about equipping farmers and people with the tools and the skills to adapt, survive, and to feed their local communities, no matter what the climate throws at us. Thank you.